This video may call a few people out. This video will also call myself out. After all, we're a community of shared experiences here. So the reason why I decided to come up with this video specifically was because of an Instagram reel that I saw that I can kind of describe it to you as best I can. It was a video of a couple in the gym where a girl noticed that her boyfriend waved at this other girl that was waving at him. The girlfriend then turned to the boyfriend with a sort of dirty ass look. I know you know what I'm talking about, and ended up mocking the wave, being all like, and rolling her eyes and all that stuff. It wasn't the gesture necessarily in the video that made me want to comment and make a video about. It was the comments in the comment section calling her out, calling her toxic, red flags all over, warning, warning, this girl is toxic, blah, 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 blah. And I'm here to set the record straight. I am here to tell you all that I think you are thinking about insecurities all wrong. Before I get into it, if this is your first time watching my channel, hi, my name is Vero. I help you glow, grow, and thrive through the toxic relationships and trauma in your life. So let's start healing together. You heard it here first. I think that everyone is thinking about insecurities all wrong. There's a level of insecurity that I think is such a human trait, and then there is a version of toxic insecurity, and that's not exactly what I'm talking about here. I'm touching base on the very human part of feeling insecure, because we all feel that way, and it's okay. We're just human. You guys ever heard the saying, hurt people hurt people? That's exactly my point. Insecurity comes from a place of being hurt, feeling betrayed, feeling neglected in some way or another. Your defense mechanisms just kick in and cause you to act in ways that are a little bit distasteful, and that's essentially all it is. Hurt people will act that way just out of defense. Would you tell somebody who broke their leg to stop limping? Honestly, the concept is kind of the same. That person is hurt and hasn't fully healed that wound, and it'll just show from time to time, especially if they haven't fully grasped that part of themselves or fully healed that part of themselves. This is something that they're continually working on, and as a human, not being perfect in any way, shape, or form, you're going to mess up. You're going to act out a little bit, and that's where the insecurity is coming from. And this is why going to therapy, counseling, or talking to somebody professional really helps in your healing journey and getting over these little quirks of insecurity. And in my experience, people who do constantly go to therapy, who are constantly working on themselves, will not comment in the comment section like that because they understand what insecurity is and where it comes from. And I'm here to tell you that this is okay. This is a human trait and everyone does it. And anyone who tells you that you're crazy or you're dramatic for acting this way, or you're a red flag, or you're toxic to someone's life for having these little moments to yourself are wrong. And they're just trying to bring you down because they don't understand where insecurity is coming from, and they're just being mean. And that leads me to my first point of this whole video, what I call the F3 responses. And I got this term from this amazing book that I'm reading right now called Becoming Bulletproof by Evie Pomporis. Shout out to her. F3 responses are basically your fight, flight, or freeze. Every human has this response. I don't care who you are or what you say, this is ingrained in you because this is a survival tactic in all humans. If you don't act this way, maybe you're not human. That's okay. But I'm just saying, if you are human, this is a trait that you have. It's a survival instinct. It's a defense mechanism. It's just an initial reaction that your body gravitates towards to defend itself. So for example, fighting. When you get attacked, your initial reaction is to fight back, to bite back. And in the example of the Instagram video, I think that's kind of how she reacted, because that was her first instinct to sort of jab back at him, to attack or to fight. What she felt was her way of defending herself because she was feeling hurt. Now there's the flight, where it's pretty self-explanatory. When you see something that triggers you, you would want to run away from the situation as far as you can. And then there's a freeze, where people are just literally deer in headlights and not knowing what to do when they're hurt. Anyone can fall under these three categories and anyone can react this way. So whenever someone is reacting in their F3 response, which is their fight mode, which is a lot of what people consider toxic, and I think people need to come from a more understanding place and a more forgiving place, because we're all human, and I 100% doubt that none of you have never done it in your life. So let's be real with ourselves, let's come back to reality, and let's remember that everyone has this F3 response. Everyone is going to react a certain way when they're getting hurt, when they're getting triggered, when they're insecure. And it's normal because it's human. It's all in us. And that leads me to my second point. Calling someone else out is calling yourself out, essentially. And it's kind of counterproductive because you're trying to call someone else insecure, which then turns you into the insecure person. Instead of calling someone out for doing something that seems toxic, why don't you pause for a second and try to understand the other person? Why don't you try to see where they're coming from? When the first instinct that you have is to judge somebody, that's also something inside you that you need to work on. If your first instinct is to criticize somebody, if your first instinct is to bring someone down when they're struggling through something, it'll just reflect badly on you. That's also a defense mechanism on your end to try to protect yourself by judging someone else. So it doesn't make you any better of a person to call somebody else out on the comment section or to really blast them for being toxic or a red flag. It really doesn't help. We're all human. We're all trying to heal ourselves over things that aren't even our fault. Let's just let things be. And let's just be kind to one another, okay? And the third thing that we can do to reframe the way we think about insecurity starts with ourselves. We can start being kinder to ourselves. I talked about this in my video about soothing your jealousy. That's a whole different subject too. Talking to yourself in a kind manner, not criticizing who you are and what you've been through, is one step closer to understanding and reframing the way we think about insecurity. And the more you are nice to yourself as well, it helps with your versions and your sides of insecurities that are showing. So how to eliminate insecurity by being kinder to yourself can only take little steps that can really make a huge difference. Like sometimes when you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're immediately trying to find something to judge, change the way you think about that. Look at the mirror and try to compliment yourself. Look in the mirror and maybe just smile instead of trying to look at yourself and hate what you see. Another really good thing that my therapist suggests is putting up mantras around your home that will give you constant reminders of being kind to yourself. I have a painting in my home that says be kind to yourself, just something that'll embrace positivity in your life and will surround you with positivity so that you can be kinder to yourself, and that way you don't have to project the insecurity that's coming from inside you, and you don't have to call people out for their own insecurities too. It really starts within you to form a better community for everybody. So what can you do the next time you see someone feeling insecure and they're acting out a little bit? Best thing you can do sometimes is just to keep that to yourself. Pause, take a moment, and realize why you need to say something about that. Why do you have to bring them down when they're already feeling down about themselves? What does that say about you? Because that hits you hard, and that really defines the kind of person you are. And in this channel, we are trying to be better people, so please, what is that going to do to help them? What is negativity and criticism going to do to change their life around? I hope you take away from this video a new mindset of how to reframe how you think about insecurity. I hope you reframe the way you think about looking at other insecure people. I hope you approach them with kindness, and I hope you approach yourself with kindness. Because really, the world could be a better place without hurting people. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate every time you guys support me. There have been so many more people subscribing to this channel and really joining on my healing journey, which is helping them on their healing journey, and that is what I'm all about. It makes me so happy to see you guys comment below and share your experiences, because I love hearing them and I love being able to help you guys too, and I love forming this community that we're having around my channel as well. So I'm always here for you guys. Everyone is here for you, and you are not alone. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!